Hi friends, let's do some more Junie B this afternoon. Dewey was gonna listen with us. Come here, Dew. He's gonna listen, maybe. All right, Junie B. Jones and some monkey business, chapter 7. Some school words. I wore my brand new things back to room 9. They looked very beautiful on me, except for my new pink high tops were too big. Remember, she had gotten lots of things from her friends so that she could tell them, her friends, different things, and they kept giving her things. And my feet were sliding around in there. But I sat down and I looked at Lucille's red chair. Then I tapped on her. "I'm sorry, Lucille," I said, "but red is my favorite color, and so I would like that chair of yours, I think." Lucille looked very upset at me. "But red is my favorite color too, Junie B." I patted her. "I know, Lucille," I said nicely, "but you still must give it to me. It's the rules." And so she did. "Now I'm the winner for sure, aren't I?" she asked. I made my shoulders go up and down. "I don't know, Lucille," I said. "That Grace said she might have some cash in her purse." After that, Mrs. passed out construction paper, and we cut out autumn leaves for our bulletin board. Autumn is the school word for fall. We sprinkled our leaves with shiny glitter, and also I sprinkled it in my hair, and I pasted some on my eyebrows. Oh, Dewey's leaving me. Then Mrs. confiscated my shiny glitter jar. Confiscated is the school word for yanked it right out of my hand. Just then, Mrs. Gutzman knocked on the door, and she came into the room with our milk and cookies. "Hooray! Hooray for Mrs. Gutzman," I said as at her. "Guess what, Mrs. Gutzman? I get 3 snacks today. See? I have 3 snack tickets." Mrs. walked over to my chair. She stared down at me. "How did you get 2 extra tickets, Junie B?" she said. "Did you find them on the playground?" Then she took my 2 extra tickets and she held them high in the air. "Did anyone lose their snack tickets today?" she said to the class. "No," I hollered. "Those are my tickets. Lucille and Grace gave them to me." Mrs. raised her eyebrows. "Lucille? Did you give Junie B your snack ticket today?" she asked. "Yes," said Lucille. "That's because she made me." "No, I didn't, Lucille," I said. "I did not make you." Mrs. said, "Be quiet," to me. She folded her arms. "Grace, did you give your snack ticket to Junie B too?" Then Grace started to cry because she thought she was in trouble. Mrs. tapped her foot. "Please come and get your snack ticket, Grace," she said. And so then Grace walked to my table in just her socks. And Mrs. made squinty eyes at her. "Where are your shoes, Grace?" she asked. Then that big baby Grace started crying very harder, and she pointed at her shoes. Mrs. peeped under the table. "Junie B. Jones," she hollered, "why are you wearing Grace's shoes?" Mrs. sounded dangerous. "Because," I said, kind of scared. "Because why?" said Mrs. "Because it's the rules," I explained. Then Mrs. bended down very close to my ears. "What rules?" "The rules for who gets to be the first to see my monkey brother," I said. Mrs. rolled her eyes back in her head. "Put your own shoes back on and come with me, young lady," she said. Then me and her walked in the hall together, and she made me tell her what happened on the playground. After that, I had to give Lucille back the locket and the sweater with the Scotty dog on it, and I had to give Grace back the genuine fake ring from the cereal. Then Mrs. wrote a note, and she said for me to take it to the office. The office is where the boss of the school lives. His name is Principal. "Yes, but I don't think I would like to go down there today," I said, "or else my mother might get mad at me." Mrs. tapped her foot. Then she took hold of my hand. "Let's go, young lady. March," she said. And so then me and her marched to the office. March is the school word for pulled me way too fast. Chapter 8, Me and Principal. The school office is a very scary place. It has a loud ringing phone and a typing lady who is a stranger and a row of chairs where bad kids sit. Mrs. plopped me in a blue one. Wait here, she said. Yeah, only I'm not bad, I whispered to just myself. Then I put my sweater on my head so nobody would see me in that bad kid's chair. After that, I peeked down my long sweater sleeve and I saw Mrs. out of the handhole. She was knocking on Principal's door. Then she went in there, and my heart felt very pumpy because she was tattling on me, I think. After that, she came out again. Principal came with her. Principal had a baldy head, which looks like rubber. Also, he had big hands and heavy shoes and a suit made out of black. Could I see you in my office for just a minute, Junie B., he said. And so then I had to go in there all by myself. And I sat in a big wood chair and Principal made me take the sweater off my head. So what's this all about, he said. Why do you think your teacher brought you down here? Because, I said very quiet. Because why? Said Principal. Because that Grace shut her mouth off. The Principal folded his arms and he said for me to start at the beginning. And so I did. First, I told him about how I spent the night at Grandpa's house. We had delicious waffles for breakfast, I said, and I had 5 of them, only my grandpa didn't know where I put all of them, except I put them right in here. Then I opened my mouth and I showed Principal where my waffles went. And after that, I told him how my Grandma Miller came home from the hospital, and she told me I had a monkey brother, for really and honestly and truly. And so then I told the children at show and tell. I said, and at recess, Lucille and Grace started giving me lots of pretty stuff because they wanted to be the first to see him. Except too bad for me, I said, because when we came inside, Mrs. found out the snack tickets, and then Grace shot her mouth off about her shoes, and so I got marched down here, and I had to sit in the bad kid's chair. Then I smoothed out my skirt. The end, I said nicely. Principal rubbed his head that looks like rubber. Junie B., maybe we should go back to when your grandmother came home from the hospital, he said. Can you remember exactly what she said about your brother being a monkey? I scrunched my eyes real tight to remember. Yes, I said. Grandma Miller said he was the cutest little monkey she ever saw. Then Principal closed his eyes. Ah, he said, kind of quiet. Now I get it. After that, he smiled a little bit. You see, Junie B., when your grandmother called your brother a little monkey, she didn't mean he was a real little monkey. She just meant he was, well, cute. I know he's cute, I said. That's because all monkeys are cute. Except for I don't like the big kind. Principal shook his head. No, Junie B., that's not what I mean. I mean, your brother isn't really a monkey at all. He's just a little baby boy. I made a frowny face. No, he's not a little baby boy, I said. He's a real, alive baby monkey with black hairy fur and long fingers and toes. You can ask my Grandma Miller if you don't believe me. And so guess what Principal did? He called her, that's what. He called Grandma Miller right on the phone. And then he talked to her, and then I talked to her too. Hey, Grandma, I said, very shouty. Guess what just happened down here? Principal said that my baby brother isn't a real live baby monkey, only he is. 'Cause you told me, remember? You said he was a monkey, for really and honest and truly. Then Grandma Miller said she was very sorry, but she didn't mean he was a real monkey. She just meant he was cute. And so then I felt very droopy inside. Yeah, but what about all the black hair and his long fingers and toes? And what about his bed that looks like a cage? And the wallpaper with his jungle friends on it? But Grandma Miller kept on saying that my new brother was just a regular cute baby. And so finally, I didn't want to talk about it anymore. I hanged up the phone. Then I bended my head way down and my eyes got a little bit of wet in them. I said very quiet. After that, Principal gave me a tissue and he said, "I'm sorry" to me. And he held my hand and we walked, him and me, all the way back to room 9. The end, my friends. That was chapter 8, Me and Principal. Tomorrow, we will start on chapter 9. I'll see you soon.